Hey guys, good morning. So prior to my last video that I had posted, a few days ago, I hadn't posted in like 3-4 weeks, and I apologize about that. I need to be more consistent. In my defense, some crazy stuff happened that I'm gonna update you guys about, but yeah, life just happened, and me and my child and my boyfriend, we were homeless, and it was just chaos. But thank you guys for the love and support. I really appreciate you guys. I see that you guys have been commenting on my videos. Well, some of you guys commenting and liking and stuff, and I really appreciate the support, because sometimes, like, when I post videos, I'm like, is this video gonna be like useful or valuable to anybody? But it looks like they are, so I really appreciate that. But I do want to make more videos about my experiences and stuff like that, especially as a mother, because I feel like I've been going through a lot. Not necessarily like bad, but some of it is bad. But I feel like those things need to be talked about, and you never know who might need your uplifting or might be inspired by your story, or might just want to hear your story for advice or whatever the case may be. So yeah, that's why I feel like it's important for me to share my story. So a little bit about the situation that happened that led to homelessness. Me and my significant other and our child, he wasn't born at the time, because we moved out of our studio apartment in West Seattle in January 13th. And we decided that it would be best to live with his sister, who was on Section 8 and wasn't paying any rent, pretty much $30. And at the time, we thought that would be a good move, because we were paying $1,500 at our studio. But thank God, by the grace of God, we were behind on our rent, and we ended up contacting the Salvation Army, and they caught us up on rent, and also overpaid us. So we had extra money to just put in our pockets, pretty much do whatever. Bought some stuff for Junior, bought some whatever, So we ended up being behind on our rent at that place, and we got to a point where I was going on leave, and my significant other does the gig economy and stuff, and that was going downhill. So we were like, yeah, let's move out of here. We can save up some money and get our car and achieve some other goals, eventually get a place and whatnot. So we decided to move in with his sister out north, which at first we were skeptical about it, because like, they're trifling over there. His sister and cousin live over there, and they're very trifling. I'm talking, we used to go over there for like Thanksgiving and stuff like that. The place would be a mess, molded food in the refrigerator, stains in the fridge, stuff all over the kitchen, wigs all over the kitchen counter, trash by the door. The garage the whole place was a mess, and we'll get to that. But my significant other was more so leaning towards, I don't want to do it. I love this area that we live in. Like, we can make something happen. Me, on the other hand, I just wanted to do what was best for our child and us at the time, and financially that was what was best. And also, I wanted our child to be around his family as well. Mind you, my family and his family also will live out north. So I just thought it would be a good move, and at the time it was a good move. But I'll tell you guys what ended up happening. So I was pretty much 9 months pregnant, because Junior was born January 22nd. We moved out of our apartment in West Seattle on January 13th, moved all of our stuff to Linwood. So I told you guys the house was very trifling. So I ended up 9 months pregnant, because you guys know nesting is a thing, cleaning up and stuff, because you want the place to be clean and stuff when your baby gets there. And not only that, I don't like living in a trifling environment, and I'm pretty sure you guys can relate. So I kid you not when I say I cleaned up pretty much that whole house. I'm talking everything was trifling in there. The bathroom had stuff on the countertops and underneath the countertops that was there since 1965. There was mold on the ceiling. Instead of them cleaning out the bathroom, they'll just walk by it and act like it didn't exist. By the front door, there was a closet that had all types of shit in it, like just a bunch of random stuff. I'm talking like shoes, glue sticks, arts and crafts. I found a cereal box from 2021, Christmas stuff. There was just all types of, like, buckets of paint, like just diapers, just random stuff. Like, I'm like, what is going on here? there was stuff by the front door. There was like this big shelf. I think it's a shelf you get from Costco that has the different or the multiple shelves or layers, however you say that. All types of random stuff on it. Stuff from Easter, stuff from Christmas, trash, what's it called? Purses with journals in it that hadn't been used since 1968. All types of stuff. There were fireworks by the door. Oh yeah, and in the living room, the Christmas tree was up. And mind you, that Christmas tree had been up since we had celebrated the last Christmas there, so it was the 2023 Christmas because we're in 2024. But we didn't even have to put the tree up because it had been up that whole year. Like, nobody took it down. So the living room, the area where you put the TV, there was all types of bags, clothes, trash, candy, couches with stains on them, all types of stuff. All cushions disheveled. The floor was a mess, all types of crumbs, stains, just trifling. The dining room, I wish I had pictures because before I cleaned the dining room and made it actually look like a dining room, it was all clustered, had all types of random stuff in it, just a mess. Like, I'm talking about a beanbag, a table that was up underneath the breakfast bar. Like, there wasn't even chairs at the breakfast bar. You know how people like eat at the breakfast bar? It wasn't even a breakfast bar because on top of it was all types of random stuff. Like, you couldn't even sit your plate there because there was so much like random crap there. It was just a mess. In the kitchen, there was a bunch of those, what are those bottles called? You know, the ones that they use at Starbucks that have like the syrup, the heavy glass bottles? There was like a bunch of those on the counter that were like pretty much almost gone. And there were like a bunch of like coffee things. There was wine. Underneath the cabinet, there was a bunch of, you know how when you deep fry stuff, you have the eggs and then you have the flour. My dude's sister she would use the grease, or excuse me, use the flour and pretty much leave all of it underneath the counter, underneath the counter when she was done cooking. So it was like a bunch of old flour that she had used. It was just trifling. The kitchen was just a mess. The freezer was decent, but that's the freezer. The fridge, I told you, mold, stains, like all types of trifling stuff. Mind you, I got on my hands and knees pregnant and used bleach to clean out that refrigerator, and I wasn't even supposed to do that, but nobody else would do it. Trash, they didn't have their trash services set up, and I think it's because, well, they're lazy, but also there was a recycling bin outside that had stuff piled up in it. It wasn't even recycling, it was all types of clothes and trash. And in order for us to even set the trash services up, we would have to get rid of that. And my significant other is the one who ended up getting rid of that. And he almost like went to jail for doing that. He took the trash and illegally dumped it. This lady cussed him out and stuff and threatened to call the police, but he was willing to do that so that we could have trash, you know? So I set up the trash services because I'm like, these bitches are sitting up here. They'll take the trash bags and put them by the door and have them sitting there for weeks, dirty diapers and stinking stuff, like just sitting in the trash for weeks, and they'll be lazy about taking it out. So I decided to set up the trash services to make all of our lives easier. And it did make our lives easier, but bitches were still being lazy and trifling. Like, that's the thing. You can't change people. They might make an effort, but some people just don't want to change and they're not open-minded. So paid for the trash services, cleaned pretty much the whole house at 9 months pregnant. I'm talking the laundry room was trifling, toys, boxes, all types of random stuff, clothes on the floor. Cleaned the downstairs bathroom, remodeled the whole kitchen, the fridge, cleaned the living room, cleaned the balcony. There was even bags of trash on the balcony. What else? Cleaned the area by the front door, cleaned off that shelf by the front door, cleaned out the closet by the front door. What else? I know I'm missing some stuff. Oh, cleaned the garage. I'm talking the garage had all types of random stuff all over the floor to the point where you couldn't even walk through the garage. Mind you, I did all of this at 9 months pregnant because I'm not about to be living up in this house like this, and my child definitely isn't about to be living up in this house like this. Just trifling. So, mind you, this went on for a few months because we moved there in January. We moved out in late April. So I remember fussing a lot to the point where my significant other was like, could you stop fussing, please? He got annoyed with my fussing, but he understood where I was coming from. So I was fussing because even after cleaning this whole house, bitches were still being trifling, letting the dishes pile up. Like, I'm talking, I was doing the dishes like every other day. And there was one day where I was like, you know what? Let me not do the dishes and see if somebody else would do them. Sure enough, I didn't do the dishes and bitches just let them pile up and didn't do them. Like, and then when I said something about it, I was in the wrong. So fast forward to, I want to say March, sent a message to the group chat. Hey, I appreciate you guys' effort, but you guys are still being trifling. My boyfriend's cousin left a bag. I had just cleaned the kitchen, and when I clean the kitchen, I do it very thoroughly. I clean out the microwave, I clean the dishes, I put the dishes that were in the dish rack away, I disinfect the counter. Like, I clean the kitchen very thoroughly, sweep it up. So I had cleaned the kitchen, and his cousin comes down and puts some trash on the counter. Like, bitch, what are you doing? So I sent a message to the group chat like, hey, I appreciate you guys' effort, however, you guys are still being trifling. So his cousin goes and tells his sister, yeah, I'm tired of having this conversation. I'm barely at the house. Bitch, you're here at the house enough to eat our food that we go shopping for. We go shopping and buy all the groceries. You don't contribute, but you think you can eat our food. You're here enough to be here on Christmas when it's time to get your gifts, on Thanksgiving when it's time to eat. You come here and you eat, you put dishes in the sink, you put trash in the trash. Like, but she's selfish, so that's just how she is. So after I found out that she had said that about what I said in the group chat, I went up to her door and confronted her. I was like, so you're saying that you're tired of having this conversation about the dishes and that you're barely here? Like, that's selfish. And I told her, it's not just the dishes. I cleaned up this whole house pregnant. What are you talking about? You women are women. Like, why are you being trifling? And it's not just about you being a woman. It could be a man too. Like, stop being trifling. So there was that, a conversation that I guess just flew over bitches' heads. It's like talking to a brick wall because people always want to make excuses. And then I said something about, like, we're getting food here and you just think that you can eat off of our food and not contribute. Oh, well, I don't get food stamps like you guys. Bitch, it's not about us getting food stamps. It's the whole principle. So that was that about the group chat. Then his cousin, her name's Lissa, was sneaking food. Like, I came downstairs one day at like freaky hours and she jumped because she was up in there cooking our bacon. So fast forward to the first incident. Long story short, his sister, my significant other's sister, comes downstairs. I don't know if she's cranky or what, but she's like, y'all niggas need to stop regulating food. And we're like, what are you talking about? We're not regulating food. We don't care if people eat the food. Like, it's the whole principle. You don't come in here and think that you're going to just eat all of our food and not contribute. Like, that's petty. So because my boyfriend's sister doesn't know how to communicate like an adult, even though she's 25, she gets defensive even when she's wrong, starts screaming to the top of her lungs and being disrespectful. So she ended up being disrespectful and things escalated from there. I could have de-escalated the situation, but you're not about to be down here being disrespectful and calling me out my name and stuff. So when I get into arguments, I get petty and I hit people where it hurts. So I told her, if you're going to be like making threats, lose some weight first. Like, so she starts screaming to the top of her lungs and crying and this and that. So the whole argument with me and her is because she was saying that I kept calling her trifling, and if I don't like them being trifling, then to leave. And I'm like, that's not the point. Like, I was pregnant and cleaned up pretty much this whole house. Oh, nobody told you to do that. And this, she was basically mad because I felt some type of way about living in a trifling house and I wasn't gonna like go for it. That's weird for somebody to really get mad because you don't want to live in a trifling house and their solution to that is for you to leave. Like, that is so insensitive. Like, no, I'm not gonna leave. Like, me and my significant other and you actually like agreed that we were gonna move out here and you were fine with it. Like, and you were fine when I was babysitting your kid and potty training your kid and doing your kid's hair and feeding your kid and whatnot. So now what's the issue? So that situation escalated. She got mad and pretty much shoved me, and I was standing by my significant other's scooters. He has 2 scooters. So she shoved me and I landed on the scooters, and she is lucky that when I tried to get up and fight her, that her family held me back. My dude even held me back, and I was mad because it's like, why are you guys holding me back? And she's the one that pushed me. But I got my get back eventually. So there was that incident, and that was the first time. She was like, you can leave, you can leave. So there was that. Mind you, these are people that I have been good to. Like, I've been cleaning up the house, buying food, cooking, taking care of your kid, like doing whatever I can here. And not because I want to do it for the accolades, but just doing it because I'm a good person. And this is how I get treated. But Lissa didn't get addressed at all. This is the person that you've been talking shit about, that's been being selfish, as you say, that's been eating all the food, that's been being trifling, doing this and that, and you don't want to address her, but you want to pick a fight up with me. And I've been doing everything I can in this house to like be clean and look out for others. Like, no. Like, so the next incident, I'm upstairs asleep with my son, and next thing you know, I wake up to dishes being slammed and all types of shit. I go downstairs and my man is screaming to the top of his lungs, and he's not like that. He's chill. He doesn't like drama or anything like that. And I hear him screaming, she hit me first, check her. So it was him, his mom, and his sister. So they basically ambushed him. And that whole freaking argument started because my man was like, yeah, let's all go grocery shopping soon and pitch in. And his sister was like, I'm not doing shit for you niggas after the way you guys disrespected me. And she was talking about the incident that I just mentioned. Like, bitch, nobody disrespected you. If I can remember correctly, you're the one who was being disrespectful to us from the jump. Yes, I could have de-escalated the situation, but bitch, you're not finna come down here being disrespectful, talking crazy to us, and we've been nothing but good to you. Like, no. So basically, she starts screaming to the top of her lungs, getting disrespectful when people are trying to have a conversation like an adult. She bucks up on my dude. He tells her, get out of my face. And she doesn't listen, so he shoves her. And then she tries to, I guess he said tackle her or something, but obviously he's stronger, so that didn't work. So then he flipped her, as he should have. She had that coming because she thinks she can sit up there and disrespect people and put her hands on people. And that's not how the real world works. Somebody will kill you. So next thing you know, his mom grabs some scissors and tries to act like she's gonna stab him. And that's why he was upset. He's like, Mom, she just bucked up on me and you didn't say shit, and you're trying to pull out some scissors on me. Like, what the fuck are you doing? So I come downstairs at the end of it. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? Like, what happened? Nobody wants to tell me. Probably because they knew if they would have ambushed him when I was downstairs, I would have beat their asses. So there's that. So that was the second incident. And the last but not least incident, or maybe it was the least, we made a video about it on our family YouTube. It was titled We're Borderline Homeless, and we talked about the whole my man being ambushed and the drama in the house and how we've been nothing but good to them bitches and they turned on us and were disrespecting us and stuff. So we made a video about it. We came home, and I think it was a few days after we had made the video, and we hear his sister upstairs like talking shit, like, yeah, they made a video and we're gonna go to war, and just like talking shit about the video. And then she was saying that I insinuated incest about her and her brother. So back when her daughter was born, I made a comment to my man about like, that was kind of weird that you were watching your sister's child be born. Like, it's not your job to compensate for her baby daddy not being there. And so it was caused this whole uproar. He told his family about it, which he said he regrets because he feels like that caused drama. And he said he doesn't even feel how he felt about it then. Now, back then he said he felt like it wasn't my place to speak on any of his family affairs because we had barely been together that long. These days, 3 years later, because that was in 2021, he's like, I understand exactly where you're coming from. It isn't my job to compensate, like, so he understands where I was coming from, but I also understand where he was coming from. Like, no woman wants to give birth alone, and he's her brother, and he wanted to support her. So, I understand all of that, we live and we learn. So she's upstairs pretty much talking shit. Yeah, and she ruined my gender reveal. Bitch, if I can remember correctly, I bought the cannons, the confetti, like helped set up your gender reveal and all types of stuff. Just because I stepped out because my mom's dude was there that I don't fuck with. Like, I had a little fuss about it and it caused a little drama, but I ended up leaving, and then I came back because I was like, I want to be here for her at her event and support. I was really excited about this. So that's what she's saying, that I ruined it. Like, how did I ruin an event that I was actually helped set up, bought stuff for? Like, for my gender reveal, you didn't do shit but come and eat with your fat ass. So let's talk about that. Like, so she's upstairs just talking crap. And so me and my man are down there just listening. So I messaged the group chat and I was like, oh, she was talking shit with Lissa, their cousin. So I messaged the group chat and I was like, we can hear you bitches downstairs, like, talking shit. Like, if you have something to say, come say it to our faces. So Shy comes downstairs threatening to call the police on us and we need to leave and this and that. And I was like, you weren't that tough the other day when you ambushed my man. Like, ambush him now. Ambush him now. Oh, I'm just going to call the police and have them get you guys out and this and that. I said, oh, okay, you weren't talking like that the other day. So she calls her mom. She called her dad because she always needs to call her mommy and daddy when there's an inconvenience in life because they pretty much do everything for her. So she calls her dad. He's on the phone calling me all types of bitches and stuff. Mind you, this is my mom's boyfriend's close friend. And I don't even F with my mom's boyfriend. Like, I'll talk about that on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, but I don't F with him for very valid reasons. So my boyfriend's sister is on the phone with her dad. He's over there making threats like a punk, talking about he's gonna drag me and I'm a bitch and this and that. He was just on the phone talking shit. But mind you, my dad is in prison for murder, and my dad has some homies that are out that are actually about that, and they're only a phone call away. I'm very grateful and blessed that it didn't get to that point, because that would have been very ugly. But he's on the phone talking shit. Then her mom comes over, which is also my boyfriend's mom. They have the same mom. Comes over talking about Paru this, trying to bang on us, getting in our face, like acting like she wants to fight us. And I'm like, is this the lady that I was close with, that we used to have all types of deep conversations with, like, that I used to check on almost every day when she was depressed, when she was having flares from her RA? Like, is this the same lady that, like, I've gone to war about? Like, I've gotten into it with my own mom about this lady, because this lady has pretty much been there for me when my own mom wasn't. I'm talking about for my birthdays, for the holidays, buying our child strollers, baths, clothes, like all types of stuff. Like, she's been really good to me, but I've also been good to her. I was watching her grandchild, because Shy, which is my boyfriend's sister, is a selfish bitch and was dropping off Remy, her daughter, with their mom almost every day, even when her health wasn't that good and she was having flares from her RA. And I was I told Mama Cox, I was like, hey, I can watch Remy for you because you're having flares and stuff, and Remy's in her terrible 2 phase and you can't be chasing her around like that. And Mama Cox was like, I would appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much. So I started watching Remy almost every day, even when my man was like, that's not your responsibility. Don't be watching her like that, because my family will try to use and abuse you. And I should have listened to him, but I give everybody a fair chance. You have to F me over in order for me to be like, I'm done with you. So I had to see it for myself, and sure enough, I got F'd over. So yeah, I was just amazed that his mom came there trying to buck up with us. I think she was mad about the video or something, but long story short, she's getting in my face, calling me all types of bitches, being disrespectful, threatening me, telling her son to get the fuck out, like just talking crazy. So I ended up getting in a fight with my dude's sister because she had that coming, because bitch, you pushed me a few weeks ago and I didn't forget about that, and you ambushed my man. So I got in a fight with her. While I'm fighting her, his cousin, I think she socked me in the head or something. Bitch, you wasn't doing nothing this whole time we was arguing. You were just sitting in the corner quiet. Now I'm fighting with Shy and you want to jump in? And I'll never mess with these bitches a day of my life. So basically, she jumps in trying to jump me, and my dude pushed her off of me, as he should have. Thank you. And so I was already mad at her. His mom, I want to fight her too, but out of respect for my man, I was like, I'm not finna do that. I'm not gonna go there. But I was ready to beat her ass. She mushed me, and she picked up a tripod and tried to hit me with it, but my dude like snatched it from her. I'm a little upset with how that went, because I wish I could have beat his mom's ass, but I don't regret not doing it because I love and respect my man. So that's why I didn't go there with her, and I love and respect her too. And also, she's a senior citizen, so I wasn't finna do that, and her health is bad, so that would have been ugly. So I was like, you know what? But why are you bucking up on people and being disrespectful like that if you don't want what comes with that? But she got lucky that day. So I was about to call my big sister because she's with all the activities and festivities, but she ended up being in jail. That's crazy how she was in jail that day when I needed her, but she would have showed up and showed out if she wasn't in jail. I'm kind of glad she was in, well, not that she was in jail, but that she couldn't show up. But Nene, that's my sister's kids' auntie on their dad's side, she was about to show up and show out, but she was kind of far, so I was like, no, don't even worry about it. So that ended in us leaving, because they're like, you guys need to get the fuck out and this and that. And so we called an Uber to my mom's place, who lives right down the street. Because mind you, when all of this was happening, I called my mom like, these bitches are trying to jump me, like, could you come down here? And my mom was being scary as fuck. I don't mess with her. She didn't show up. She basically was just like, what happened? And I'm like, lady, I'm not finna explain to you like what happened. Like, these bitches tried to jump me. That's all you need to know. Like, show up. If my kids told me somebody was trying to jump them, I would have just showed up. I wouldn't be on the phone asking them questions and like what are you doing? So I asked my sister, like, what is our mom doing? And my sister was like, she went back to sleep. She has to work tomorrow. I'm like, this lady. So we basically showed up to her place right down the street with our 3-month-old. I called her, hey, we're outside, because, it was emergency circumstances. We only needed to stay there for a few hours to gather our thoughts. And, oh, you guys can't stay here. EJ's her dude. EJ doesn't want you guys staying here. And I was like, from that moment, I was like, I'm done with my mom. I don't fuck with her. I've sent her all types of dirty messages since then, because it's not even about me. It's about your grandchild that you claim you love so much. Like, we're literally out on the streets homeless, just got kicked out, and you are turning us down. I'm done with you. So we made a video about that on our family page as well. But I just wanted to come on my page and like talk about that, because there's certain things that I feel more comfortable talking about on my page that, I don't talk about on our family page. But yeah, I've been feeling like hurt about that situation, because these are people, my significant other's mom, sister, and cousin. The cousin I didn't really mess with her like that, because, she was just like selfish and was in her own little world. But when it came Christmas and stuff, her birthday, I got her gifts and stuff. Even when the most recent Christmas, she got everybody a candle. Meanwhile, everybody's buying her purses, Michael Kors, expensive perfume, all types of shit. And Mind you, my dude went on his scooter in the winter and made money on Uber Eats and DoorDash to get his cousin a gift. Like, that's how much he loved and cared about her. And she got him a candle. I remember my man saying, I don't want to get her a gift. I could just use this money to get Junior something because she's selfish. And I was like, you know what? You should get her a gift. It's usually the times that you decide, I don't want to get this person a gift, that they actually end up getting you a nice gift. But, yeah, so he rode his scooter in the winter to make money to get her a gift for Christmas. Meanwhile, she showed up and brought everybody a candle. But yeah, his mom and sister, I was especially close with his mom. Like, we would talk pretty often. We would have heart-to-hearts. When she was depressed or going through stuff, I would talk to her. We talked about my mom. We talked about religion. We talked about, like, all types of stuff. Birth, like, women stuff. It's crazy how quick people can turn on you. And it's also crazy how a person can sit up there and act fake. It's also crazy how a person can act fake. Like, I've talked to you about my mom, and then the moment we get into a scuffle, you sit up there and talk shit about my mom. Like, that's fake. If I don't mess with somebody, like, I'm gonna let that be known. I'm not gonna be fake about it. And people get mad and just, like, blurt out all types of crazy stuff. Like, okay, like, how old are we? If you have an issue with somebody, don't act fake just to be fake. So, oh yeah, you had that baby to take my son away from me, and that whole, like, tussle and stuff, they blame me for that. They're like, yeah, Earl's changed because of you. And I'm like, what? No, he changed because you bitches are disrespectful. He's not finna let you guys just ambush him and put your hands on him and be disrespectful. Like, what are you talking about? And yeah, you're turning him away from us and this and that. Like, yeah, so them bitches, they just struggle with accountability, and everything that happens, it's always somebody else's fault. They won't take accountability for assaulting other people, disrespecting other people. And you guys literally, this is why I'll never F with them bitches again, because you guys literally kicked, like I said, you can do whatever to me, but my son, which is also you guys' relative, you guys kicked us out. And thank God that we had somewhere to go and had resources. But I'll never mess with you guys again, because it's not about me. It's about my son. Like, that was messed up. I would never do that to you guys. I was doing everything that I could in that house to make sure everybody was comfortable. Like, I was going above and beyond. And for you guys to, like, just kick people out because not you guys, because for some reason his mom is in the drama and coming over trying to fight people and shit. Like, I think, like I said, I think it was because my comments in the video about her and my dude's sister ambushing him. Like, but bitch, I don't care. Like, I said what I said. That's my man. I'm not just gonna let you guys disrespect my man and put your hands on him. And if I was there, you guys would have never done that. You guys would have got your asses beat. But yeah, they don't take any accountability for their actions. They don't see anything wrong in what they're doing. So I don't think I'll ever talk to them bitches ever again. And what they did was very wrong. I know humans make mistakes, but some things you just can't come back from. Like, I know how you move now, and I know you bitches are fake and will turn on people. So there's that. And if I ever do talk to them again, it's only because they're my son's relative. But even then, we can be cordial, if even that. But I don't even think I want to be cordial with them. They're just evil people. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff I left out, but that whole situation is exhausting. But thankfully, my family is good. We have a place to stay, and I have some interviews lined up and stuff, and we're just in a better place. And that's the thing. People that do evil things, like, what goes around comes around. And people that are good, kind-hearted people, they're always going to be blessed. We're safe. We're happy, we're healthy, we're doing good, and I'm very thankful. And Thank you guys so much for the love and support. And there's some more things that I wanted to talk about. I'm kind of behind with making videos, so I'm gonna make some more videos in the near future. So you guys stay tuned, and thank you so much for the love and support, and I'll see you next time.